Welcome to the Rosewater demo. This is a demo work in progress. Rosewater features multiple paths puzzle solutions, so if you get stuck, there may be another approach. Right, let's start again. Cheers. The town of Rosewater. Year of our Lord 1850.
Huh. Quiet.
Too quiet.
Howdy, ma'am. Allow me to extend the warmest of welcomes on behalf of the town of Rosewater and its inhabitants. Folks call me Jim. And who do I have the honor of greeting?
Harley Leger.
Delighted to make your acquaintance. Might I assist you with your luggage? That is, if you've got any.
I don't.
Ah, right. Well, what brings you to our fair town, Mrs. Leger?
I'm here for a job. I'm just passing through. That's none of your business. Also, like, I will say, I'm just gonna nudge it down, but the voices, are very loud and clear, but maybe a little too loud just for this. Just passing through.
Miss. And I'm just passing through.
Yeah, that's pretty much everybody's story. If they come here at all, things keep going this way and I'll be out of a job soon.
Actually, I'm looking for work here myself. What's your job? Annoying people?
What job is that? Official town pain in the neck?
Jeez, lady, did a snake bite you where the sun don't shine? I'm the town greeter. Figured that much was obvious.
Uh-huh. Look, I have an appointment to keep, if you'll excuse me.
Oh, sure. Don't stick around on my account, but a small caution. Rosewater ain't always such a sleepy little town.
Hey!
Say, I've just remembered another engagement.
This how you welcome new arrivals? I have a mind to give you a thrashing.
Snaps his wrist.
All right, enough of that. Look, I was no choir girl.
But I never got caught.
But I had the good sense not to get caught. Word of advice, kid. Don't pick your mark in broad daylight, especially not at a lawman's doorstep. Go on, beat it, or I really will give you something to cry about. Now, where in the ether is that damn publisher's office?
Right. Left click inventory is on right or I. We've got menus. Right. Is there... Yes, there is a hotspot. Hold H or middle mouse button. Right. Go back to the train station. And X's just indicate a thing we can look at.
So they do have the law here. In theory, at least.
Alright. Right. Can we move on to the next... Yes, we can. Physician. Blacksmith. Look, search.
Nothing inside but a colony of ants. Shame. I could go for a sarsaparilla.
Right. Well, it did say publishers, right? So I'm guessing looking for printers. There you go. Rosewater Post and Publishing. You almost landed on me.
What gives? 2 feet over and I'd be flatter than piss on a plate.
I gotta go.
Break, fella. I've got important business inside.
I'm just gonna play the asshole.
Excuse me.
Hello, can I help you with something?
I'm here about the writing commission.
Ah, yes, you must be Miss Leger. I believe you and Joni exchanged some correspondence on the matter already, yes?
Yep, got the letter right here.
May I see it, please?
Weirdly, the NPCs have a lot more character to the voice and things like that. But she is very stiff. The main character. I mean, it's almost sounding like it's been phoned in kind of thing. There is just I guess they're going for a tone with it of like just no nonsense, but it's not even that. Like it just feels flat delivery. But everybody else is giving it some character, right? At least so far. Right. What did you say? We need to go upstairs.
I've got that letter here somewhere.
Take your time.
All right.
Just let me see it.
Right. Inventory then probably. Yeah, there you go. Select. There you go. There's your letter.
Very good. Oh, one more thing. Joni's not one for formalities. First names will do.
Noted.
Go up those stairs and knock.
Thanks. What's your name?
Henry Dixon, man.
Send this
You're heading off. No worries. You take it easy, Sky,
need
and
of sterner stock.
possibly still be going by the time you get back. If not, take care of yourself, bud. I presume slowly starting to feel more normal. Slowly.
Come in.
Hello, Joan. I'm Harley Leger.
Ah, yes. Nice to finally put a face to the name. Please take a load off. Whiskey?
Bit early for me, but thanks all the same.
Sensible. I like that. I, however, have had a morning, so if you don't mind.
The gentleman you threw out the window?
Say, have we met before? Something about you seems familiar.
I don't believe so, no.
Well, let's get down to the meat and potatoes, shall we? If you're going to join our little family here, I'd like to know more about you.
A succinct biography.
Me? Well, I was born and raised in New Britannia, got out, made my way west, and started writing. I saw your ad while I was up in Pierre. Thought a change of scenery would do me good.
Well, admittedly, Rosewater isn't as cosmopolitan as it used to be, but maybe you'll find it to your liking.
There hasn't been a dull moment since I stepped off the train.
Speaking of, your writing sample had me in stitches. Haven't spent much time in Lamplight City myself, but your descriptions of the tops
Lamplight, that was the last one they did.
That piece was inspired by my last visit a few years ago, actually.
Oh? What brought that about?
Also, I will say, like, the pacing of it, like, one line's just going straight into another. There's not, like, half a beat of just, like, letting, like, the last line breathe. Like, the exchanges, you'll notice, like, it's almost like they've butted up the sound files right up against each other. Had to take care of some family
I had to
affairs.
go back and settle my late brother's affairs.
Oh, I'm sorry. I hope it wasn't in connection with that awful business at the Lamplight City Expo.
Oh, no, it was before that.
It's-
The Expo disaster was a national tragedy, of course. But you know, I can't help remembering it as the week our paper sold more copies than it has before or since. Isn't that terrible? But enough about that. Let's get back to why we're here. I loved your sample, and I like you as well, Harley. So I'm going to go ahead and offer you a commission. I'll pay you 45 crowns for it. After that, we can talk about more regular opportunities.
Yeah, like, the pace the lines are coming out at. Like, even, I was noticing, you could hear the different takes in there. But also, like, it could have been done slightly slower, slightly more conversational. Just a half a beat pause in between. It just gets driven a little too quickly. Well, hot damn.
Damn. So, what's my assignment? A scathing commentary on Rosewater's decline? Or maybe a hard-hitting exposé on the plight of the marginalized criminal youth?
Oh, no. Nothing like that. I want you to interview Gentleman Jake Ackerman.
Who?
Pull the other one. You've been living under a rock. He's a true Western legend. The Achilles of our times. We've got a real opportunity here.
See, there was a pause in between that one.
I'd like something in the vein of your sample. Acerbic and mordant. But maybe not quite so acerbic.
So, a puff piece.
Good, you're paying attention. I want you to make Rosewater look good too. Show me a real frontier hero in a real frontier town.
Where can I find this Jake fellow?
He's taking rooms at the Jack of Diamonds just down the road. And his show is opening today at the Opera House. So he should be around for an interview. I don't know how you're situated here, but you're welcome to use the typewriter in the office.
I only write longhand, but I'd certainly be grateful for a quiet place to work.
Longhand. How charming. Now, if you have any questions before you go, by all means, ask.
Who was that man that went out your window? You said Rosewater Post covered Lamplight City Expo? What can you tell me about Rosewater? Can I write about something else? Yeah, I think we have to ask about the guy that went out the window, right?
So, who was the man that went out your window? Not another writer, I hope.
Oh, God, no. You're the only applicant we've had. Don't worry about him. Just a rabble-rouser with an axe to grind. Thought he could burst in here railing about my journalistic integrity. Most folks stick to writing letters to the editor. I tried to calm him down, but... well, it didn't go that way.
I see.
Uh,
The Rosewater Post reported on the Lamplight City Expo?
It was
So,
only the biggest story.
clearly
out there.
it's
I'll still
carrying
get
on
copies of
from
the article saved.
Lamplight.
Here, read it for yourself.
potentially. But I wonder whether there'll be context that you kind of needed to play the last game in order to get a sense of. Disaster at Lamplight City Expo. The etheric pavilion at the Global Exposition in New Batagne, Kingsland, was a site of a terrifying disaster that claimed 15 lives on Saturday during a demonstration by etheric researcher Dr. Bennett Clark. A device known as an etheric generator malfunctioned, released a burst of energy into the audience, instantly vaporizing 14 attendees and one stage assistant. An eyewitness described the scene of the New Batagne Gazette. Things started up with a great crackling noise and startling the ladies in the attendance and raising several cries of excitement. And a horrible burning smell. The next instant, there was a blinding flash. After that, there was just screams and a horrible burning smell. From where I stood, I could see that a bunch of folks gathered on one side of the apparatus were just gone. Well, that was all that was left was shoes and hats and things in a pile of ash. Yeah. Okay.
Can I keep this?
Frame it if you like.
Tell me about your quaint little town.
Any insight you can give me about the town?
It's a far cry from what it used to be. In a way, it's nice not having to hear the noise from the saloon at all hours, but... oh, I don't know. Folk who moved on took some of the charm with them.
So these folk...
What about the folks who stayed behind?
What about him?
A little more. Sounds like a pretty stalwart bunch.
They must be pretty stalwart to stick around when others didn't.
Or stubborn. Go on and meet him for yourself. Best draw your own conclusions.
Are you sure you can't give me another assignment?
I don't want to seem ungrateful, but couldn't I write about something else? My style is more observational than, talking to people. I don't know that that's really my strong suit.
We're talking, aren't we?
I mean, yeah, we're getting that from her, right?
Stretch yourself beyond what you might be accustomed to. Besides, it's not as if you have to say anything particularly brilliant. Just get your subject talking and take notes. Finish this assignment, and maybe the next one will be more to your liking.
So why start a paper out here?
I'm curious, how did the Rosewater Post get its start?
Well, my dad was a union man. He worked the printing press for the Allied Fall Creek Miners Cooperative. Pamphlets, labour news, that sort of thing. Then the mine owners brought the Blackburns in to bust the whole operation up. My dad was laid up for months and could never work again after. But we still had to
They're
eat.
equivalent to the
I took all
Pinkertons,
the
right?
equipment from the old shop and started printing up an early version of the Post just to bring a little money in. At first, it was all just community notices and advertisements from local stores. Over time, I got the hang of the whole journalism thing and turned it into a real newspaper.
I'd best be on my way.
Right you are. Wait a minute.
What?
It's just come to me. I know why you look familiar. You're Spitfire Harley.
Goodness. It's been a long time since anyone called me that.
I saw you fighting back in 26 at Wellesley Hall in the Chum. You took out a brute twice your size with a right hook. Pow! It was like watching David bring down Goliath.
I appreciate the kind words, but that was another life.
Maybe so, but for a 14-year-old kid fresh off the boat, it was pretty damn inspirational.
Thanks, Joan. Appreciate it.
Of course. And please call me Joni.
Right. So we've got a mean right hook. So I guess that means we're going to get into some fistfights.
See you later, Joni.
Take care of yourself out there. Spitfire Harley, writing for my paper. Now don't that just beat all?
Right. Couldn't point me to the
Excuse
opera
me?
house, was it?
How can I be of assistance?
Rosewater, how long you been working here? Who was the man who fell out the window?
Exactly
Yeah, let's
who was that gentleman just took a tumble out your second-story window?
I haven't a clue. Devil of a fella. Just busted in here and went straight for Joni's office. He wouldn't be put off, but insisted on speaking with the editor immediately. Said he intended to lodge a complaint. Suppose Joni didn't take too kindly to his manner of lodging.
All right, well, I got an assignment.
Appreciate it, man.
Right, let's go. Is he still there in the... Oh, no. He's crawled away. Okay. Jack of Diamonds was the hotel, right? Or saloon, there you go, right.
Was your meeting satisfactory, ma'am?
Quite so. Did you find any of those butterscotch sweets I asked for?
Afraid not. Only taffy and some peppermints.
Pity. This place seems to lack even the smallest of pleasures. Shall we?
Apparently it has self-closing doors. Right. Let's go find our man. What we got? Wanted posters, bits and pieces. What's that? I guess we can have a look what the button does.
Warning. Watch the dang door. Signed, Management.
Yeah, this is a thing.
Food delivery for the lazy.
Okay, it's a dumb waiter of some sort. Okay. Right. So we're definitely going to be climbing in there at some point. Let's have a word with you. You the bouncer?
Excuse me, kid. I need to get upstairs.
I'm really sorry, miss, but Mr. Ackerman's not taking any more meetings right now.
But I'm from the Rosewater
I'm here
Post.
on behalf of the Rosewater Post.
Did you make an appointment?
No, I just got the assignment.
Okay. Look, Mr. Ackerman's upstairs getting ready for his show. It starts in less than an hour. Why don't you come by and watch? You can come meet him afterwards.
I just need to interview him for a newspaper article.
Well now, that's perfect. If you're going to write about it, you should definitely see the show. Trust me, it's a real dazzler.
Suppose it beats waiting around here.
Can't just sneak.
Dick's show will be starting at the theater soon.
Alright, well, I mean, unless I can climb in and go up to his room a sneaky way. We've got to try, right? Push the button. Press the button. Yeah. Okay, no, there's going to be a punch up where we can just slam that in somebody's face. Right, okay, right. We're going to go and find the theatre then. I presume that's just where we came in from, right? Maybe? No, I guess we came from the right, so maybe down the road here leads to something else. Nope, nope, this is the theatre. Right. Not going to be talking to you again. Let's head inside.
Wait a minute!
You again?
Oh, hey, Harmony, was it?
Harley. What in the ether are you doing here?
Oh, you're not still sore about earlier.
Nope, I think I
Nah,
taught your friend
but
a
your
lesson.
little friend might think twice about hoodwinking strangers again.
Look, nothing personal. My brother and me are just doing our best to get by.
He's your brother? You just walked away when your brother got caught.
Brother? And you just strolled away? I ought to knock you into a cocked hat.
Anyone ever tell you got a real mean streak, lady?
Yes.
You picked the wrong mark, but I can let that go. Hell, with a little effort, you two could be halfway decent grifters. But if there's one thing turns my stomach, it's disloyalty. That's your flesh and blood. If you don't have your own brothers back, who else on this wretched earth is going to give a flip if you're alive or dead?
You made your point. Now can we drop it already? I'm trying to do an actual legitimate job here.
What's that? More greeting?
Legitimate job? So you're not selling snake oil or stock tips or fire insurance?
Nah, nothing like that. I'm selling tickets to Gentleman Jake's legendary Wild West show. Only 20 coppers.
Do we
I'll
actually
take
have
one
money?
of those tickets.
Swell! And when would you like to come see the show?
Whenever it starts?
Oh, you mean today? Ah, well, I'm afraid I gotta disappoint you there. Sold the last of today's tickets not 10 minutes before you walked up.
Seriously?
Seriously, this ain't exactly the Coliseum. It only fits so many, and folks around here are real excited to see Gentleman Jake in person.
I just need to have a conversation with
I don't
him.
need to see some yahoo firing off his pea shooter. I just want to talk to this Jake fellow.
And I'm sure Gentleman Jake would be happy to meet you if you had a ticket to get in. Course, I might be able to sneak you in quiet-like, but I'd be putting my job on the line, and I can't afford to lose it now. After all, I have my little brother to look after.
Just tell me what you want.
Only a small favor.
Spit it out.
Just help me retrieve something. A small item of great personal value. It's only my pa's pocket watch. Family heirloom, you see.
What happened to it?
It was
Had to pawn it.
stolen, is what? By that one-eyed scalawag Lola Johnson. Probably stashed it away in the old smithy. She's been squatting in there for weeks now.
Well, if he doesn't want the publicity, you will go. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's probably the way. How about 2 crowns and we forget about this favor nonsense? Where's your brother now? Sounds like a matter for the law.
If this Lola stole from you, why not report it to the sheriff?
Oh, come on. I thought you was sharp. That lazy tyrant would cuff my brother and me soon as look at us. It's just the two of us. Me and him, against the world. We got no one else to turn to. Except for a bossy hellcat with a chip on her shoulder a mile wide who fancies herself some kind of smooth criminal mastermind when she ain't too busy licking pigs' boots. So, will you help us out?
Where is your brother now?
Where'd your brother get to? Keeping out of trouble?
Matter of fact, he's trying to make good after that screw-up earlier. Decided he's gonna try and get Pa's watch back all by himself. He's real tore up over losing it.
You don't need me then, do you? That's the terrible idea. He's an awful thief.
Collared in no time. Like as not, you'll never see him again.
Oh, I know. I tried talking sense into him, but he's dead set on it. Wants to prove himself. But he'll be in real hot water if he gets caught, which he probably will. That's why I'm asking you to do it before he goes and does something stupid. I can tell you could pull it off. No problem.
Let's do it to keep his
That
brother
kid
out of
deserves
trouble.
better than getting strung up for doing your dirty work. Call him off. I'll handle it.
Swell. You know where to find me.
Right, well, I guess we're leaving. There you go. So where was she? Also, do we have a push button to see current quests or anything like that? I brings up that. It's J for journal? I'm pressing I to get rid of that. I guess escape. Resume game. Let's press all the buttons, shall we? Oh, U is... U moves towards cursor. Okay. Okay, H is our hotspot finder again. D. We have 20 crowns at the moment. Warded lock. No key for me. Turn the hook freely. Padlocks. Wiggle the key to start the fun. Deadbolts. Tense the key. Choose the snake. Look around as you give it a shake. Okay, so there's going to be some lock picking, apparently. There is an event. Not in the demo. Okay, right. What was that? D? So, there was somebody playing the piano. Is this the person we're supposed to speak to? I mean, there's an exclamation point there. We chat with you.
Gentleman Jake's show will be starting at the theater soon. You won't want to miss a second of it.
Okay, no. Right. Where was this person? I wasn't really paying attention. And apparently, that does not help because We missed the pertinent information as to where we're supposed to go next. Is it Lola? There's a Lola that was mentioned, right? See if the sheriff knows who they are.
Howdy, stranger. Fresh off the train?
Yes, sir.
Come on in then. Let's have a chat. I'm Sheriff Gamble.
Harley Leger.
Pleasure. Just passing through, or...?
I'm here about a job.
Well now, that's refreshing. Few come to Rosewater these days with the intent of staying long. How are you finding our town?
The welcoming committee leaves a lot to be desired. Almost got crushed by a falling man.
Interesting place. Do men always fall from the heavens?
Beg pardon?
Some fool rolled off the roof at the Rosewater post just as I passed underneath.
Is he alive?
Hell if I know. I didn't want to get involved. But he was gone when I came back out. So he must have crawled away or something.
I'm back, bitches!
Where did
I'll
it come
be
back?
needing to have some words with Joni. Anyhow, welcome to Rosewater. If you run into any more trouble, come and see me.
Right. Can we have a word about... What was it,
Hey,
Lola?
Sheriff?
What can I do you for?
Tell me
Men
about
in your
Rosewater.
position must have plenty to say about the town he serves.
Suppose that's true, but a stroll down Main will tell you most everything you need to know.
Yeah. Lola Johnson.
Are you acquainted with Lola Johnson?
Not really. She mostly keeps to herself. As long as she don't cause trouble, I'm willing to overlook the squatting.
Right, squatting specifically. Okay, so there's one chained up building, that was the blacksmiths. So possibly something
Thanks for
in
the
there.
chat, Sheriff.
Come back anytime.
And there's a lock on the door. Okay, what was it? D. Looked like a padlock. Wiggle the key to start the fun, then take the snake for a long, long run.
Looks sturdy, but there's some rot creeping around the handles. This padlock's not going anywhere. Not without encouragement. Too bad I didn't bring my lockpicks. Or a hammer.
Right. So we don't have lockpicks yet. Oh no! I mean, was it a nice nap? Do you feel refreshed from having slept for the last? I'm trying to remember the last time you posted something in chat. So it's probably been 2 or 3 hours. So it's probably enough to feel somewhat recouped.
Can't be a good sign when even the blacksmith goes out of business. No shoes for you, horsies.
Where else could somebody squat? Didn't seem to be another way to the left on this screen, right? No. Unless there might be something once we get to the end of the road there and go left or right, possibly. Not really. Maybe he says
Hey,
something
kid.
else.
Yeah?
The blacksmith's got a giant padlock on the door.
So?
So I'm not breaking into private property.
I told you the place is abandoned. Lola's squatting in there. Besides, it's not really breaking in if you're retrieving something stolen. Sheriff Gamble won't trouble himself over it, trust me. And if you run into Lola, I'm sure someone like you can handle her.
Wait here. I'll be back.
I look forward to it.
So, yeah, we were in the right spot. It was the blacksmith. It's the only thing that's you could potentially squat in. So I guess we got to figure out where we're going to get a hammer or some lockpicks.
The local populace getting sloshed.
Okay, that's it. Right, yeah, I don't think we're getting anything in here. I guess the only other place we haven't been is the doctor's office or maybe back in the train station? If we double click, it just goes to the next one. Okay, let's try the doctor's office.
Oh, hello there. Don't think I've seen you around before.
Just arrived in town. Name's Harley Leger. And you're Dr. Sedgwick?
At your service. Welcome to Rosewater and to my clinic. If there's something ailing you, you'll have to take a seat. My hands are a bit full right now.
That's all right. I was just looking around.
Oh, that's a relief. I'll be occupied with my patient a while. Had a nasty fall from the Rosewater Post's second-floor window. Never a dull moment around here.
All right, what have we got? Possibly something over here. Look at. Looks like a opera
What's
glasses.
in the pouch?
Oh, just some supplies for house calls and emergencies.
I imagine you get your hands pretty dirty in this line of work?
It's for cleansing before, not after. I am a follower of the modern European theories, positing that disease follows from the propagation of tiny animalcules living on the surface of the skin. Thorough washing with soap and water is said to eradicate them.
Drown the little bastards, huh?
Something like that.
All right. Doesn't look like there's much that could possibly use to break a lock. No lockpicks, no hammers. Unless there's... No, we already did a search, didn't we?
Nothing inside but a colony of ants.
Yeah.
Shame. I could go for a sarsaparilla.
What about here? Nope. We get La Shrug. Oh no, now there's an option for break. Okay.
If I use my bare hands, the only thing I'll get is a broken wrist. But if I use something heavy...
Yeah, I don't have anything heavy. Right. Unless there's something at the newspaper office. Just take the entire typewriter.
Cozy. They seem to be pretty active around here. I hope that means steady work. Impressive piece of machinery.
Right. Maybe Joni's got some lockpicks. Teletype?
Fascinating device.
Isn't it just? To think, I can send messages from here to Bright Bay with the press of a lever.
What will they think of next?
The telegram.
Nice typewriter.
First, good old Sheldon Model 4.
It's a walking stick. Can I borrow this?
That's quite a stick.
A memento from my grandfather, back in County Donegal. Comes in handy now and again.
Can I borrow it?
No time to waste, Gab.
Okay. I mean, it's a hefty stick. That feels like something I could use to smash a lock.
See you
Shillelagh.
later, Joni.
Take care of yourself out there.
Don't suppose you know of any lockpicks around here.
Excuse me?
How can I be of assistance?
I
What's to know?
You picked a fine time.
Why is that?
A few years back, you could hardly drive a wagon through the street. It was so full of folk coming and going. I'm sure you've noticed that's no longer the case.
Happened to
So
all
where
the
did
people?
everyone go?
Wherever the Aurum actually is would be my guess. There's still some prospectors hanging on. Convinced they'll find something everyone else missed. I'm sure they'll all come to their senses eventually.
If they all go, where will that leave you?
Why, getting by, I imagine. Peaceful, quiet life. The railroad still brings some traffic. Folks on their way further west or shipping goods back east. Although not as many as before the transcontinental airship line opened up. Easier to sail clear over the country than ride the rails halfway. Suits me fine, though.
Know anything
I
about the
should know about
townsfolk?
the townsfolk?
Can't really help you there. I'm just a simple family man, and we keep to ourselves.
All right. No
I'll
one's
leave you
going to
to
give
work.
me a
Appreciate
hammer
it,
to
man.
smash a lock with, apparently. You'd presume you'd find one in a blacksmith's. But there's definitely nothing else here we can prod. I don't know what the puddle is for.
I hope that isn't the town water supply.
Nope. Anything else here? Just some posters. Yeah. Not quite sure what. Like most point and clicks, you at least have a rough idea, like what it wants you to do. It's not like we're sneaking upstairs either, because that's just open close. That's literally just going to be for smashing somebody in the face, or later on sneaking around.
These seem to be for decoration more than anything else. These seem...
Yeah. That's just the same as any of those, yeah. Unless that's our heavy object.
This place is falling apart, but these stone tiles were nice. Once.
Okay, now we've got our heavy object. Right.
I could easily smash this rotten bit of wood and get the lock off.
Find another way. Nothing else is going to interact, so yeah, let's just...
But I'd better wait until the coast is clear. I could... That did it. Tile's no good anymore, though.
Right, clearly somebody's been sleeping here.
Nothing here.
Is there much?
That could be a good spot to stash something. Emptier than that fool Jem's head.
Is that somewhere we
Maybe
could stash
the
them?
kid's watch is in there. Absolutely nothing. The Smithy's cold furnace. Well now, what have we here? Got what I came for. Best not to stick around.
What in the ether is going on here?
Take it you're Lola.
You must be Lola Johnson.
That's right, Lola Johnson, who lives here.
Kind of cozy.
It had a certain domestic charm. Nice setup you have in here.
I don't know what you're playing at, but my patience is wearing thin.
I'll be going.
You do that.
Wait a minute. Nope, did not question what we were doing here. Actually, can we have a examine this? Look at-
Fancy. Too bad there doesn't seem to be a pawn shop in town.
Alright, well, let's just go get the ticket, shall we? Come on.
Here's your watch back.
No fooling. You actually got it?
By a whisker. Lola turned up just as I was leaving.
Did she see you take it?
Don't think so. Anyways, that's my part of the bargain held up. You gonna let me in now?
Sure, go on. Oh, and thanks. I know we've had our tiffs, but I really do appreciate you getting this for me. My dear departed pa can rest easy again knowing his watch is back where it belongs.
That's not your watch at all, is it?
Well, it is now.
Kid, if I were you, I'd make myself scarce. Otherwise, the only way you'll be able to tell the time on that thing is by squatting over a mirror. You get me?
Yes, ma'am.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, are you ready for some thrills?
Is somebody gonna shoot him?
Ready for some excitement? Are you ready for some fun?
Just gonna stay quiet.
Then without
We're here just to observe.
present the star of our show, the last man standing at the Bleachbone Gulch Showdown, the only man to defeat bastard Billy Boakes in a duel, the man who discovered a gentleman, then gifted it to an orphanage, Gentleman Jake Ackerman!
It's time for Woody's Roundup.
Thank you, Charlie, for that wonderful introduction. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Gentleman Jake's Wild West. We got a heck of a performance for you today, but first, allow me to introduce my brave and loyal assistant, Danny Luo.
Okay, I'm already predicting Gentleman Jake is about to die horribly, and we're gonna have to find the suspect.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you rope a steer.
And I'm gonna say it's the assistant.
Danny, maybe you'll lasso yourself one someday.
Still staying quiet.
The sun beat down upon them as the duelists stood and stared. But Billy Boakes had never fought somebody so prepared. Jake drew his gun, and bang! The bastard crashed down with a thud. The legendary foe lay dead, defeated, in the mud.
Ooh.
And now for a most challenging proposition, perhaps the greatest feat of marksmanship to which a man can set his sights. You see those 5 juggling balls that Charlie keeps whirling aloft in such a dizzying display? Ladies and gentlemen, affix your eyes on that green ball in particular, and do not dare blink. For with but a single bullet, I'm
gonna shoot
from the very
this guy in the head. We're just here for our interview. We're not here to enjoy the show.
Thank y'all so much. You've been a truly magnanimous, magnificent, and majestic audience.
And you can take home a piece of the legend. Come on down to the Jack of Diamonds to get an autograph or a souvenir ferrotype. We'll be there until last call. Stop by and shake hands with Gentleman Jake.
Ladies and gentlemen, good night.
Kids do yearn for the mind, yes. Right. Can I get my interview now?
I'm telling you, Jake, I need that money tonight.
You knew the deal going in, Charlie. There's nothing I can do about it.
We'll see about that.
Hope I'm not interrupting, gentlemen.
My friend here was just saying his farewells. Weren't you, Charlie? Please do pardon that unpleasant display. What can I do for you, my dear?
Name's Harley Leger. I'd like to interview you for the Rosewater Post.
Well, shucks, it would be my pleasure, Miss Leger. Shall we go upstairs to my room? Beats standing out here in the dust.
Lead on.
Miss Leger, permit me to introduce my associate, Danny Luo.
We've met, actually. Not formally, I suppose. Nice to properly make your acquaintance, Miss Leger.
Likewise, Mr. Luo.
Please, you can call me Danny. Everybody does.
So what did you think of the show? Pretty spectacular, huh?
It was all right, I guess.
See better.
I hope your review will be a little more stirring than that. Shall we proceed with the interview?
Right.
The real story. Why bring the show to Rosewater? Is there anything that scares you? What would the people be surprised to learn about you?
So who is the real gentleman Jake?
Mercy me. That's a hell of a question. Now, I ain't much for philosophizing, Miss Leger, so I'll just say this. In my case, what you see is what you get.
I see. Well, okay then.
And
How did
Rosewater,
you
not exactly a party town.
Simple. Plenty of folk in this town are looking for a good show. I ain't so hoity-toity as to think El Presidio or Los Virgenes are the only places worth visiting. After spending all day bent double over a pan in a creek or working his keister off down in a mine, a man is entitled
The
to...
children yearn for the mind, don't they? Go on then.
Clearly
Accomplishments?
A man of great deeds. Which would you say has been your greatest?
I value all my accomplishments equally, Miss Leger. To single any one out would diminish the others. I couldn't bring myself to do that.
What a noble sentiment.
I like to think so.
What's something
What would the
nobody
people
knows
want to
about
know?
you? Give me something juicy.
I'm something of an open book, Miss Leger. Keeping secrets ain't really my modus operandi.
Also,
Come on.
clearly we're a terrible journalist. Like, unless she has an eidetic memory,
Hey, Jake,
she hasn't made any
you have an
notes.
appointment with Miss Sally this evening?
Damn, you're right. Sorry to cut things short, Miss Leger. I've got another engagement I need to prepare for.
I should have plenty for my article. I appreciate your time.
Well, I look forward to...
It's a lot of nothing anyway, exactly.
Danny, see the lady out, would you?
He's got a date with the the one
Good
prostitute in
meeting you,
town.
Danny. Guess I'll see you around. Not to worry, gents. Jake's all yours. Hey, you were in the show. Nice juggling.
Thank you, ma'am. Jake, get your ass out here right now, you four-flusher.
Now, what's all the ruckus?
Don't play the fool
So it's
with me.
a very quiet bar.
You know damn well why I'm here. You might think you can give me the runaround, but I wonder if my friends here won't convince you to pay up.
Charlie. Didn't anybody ever tell you only cowards get others to solve their problems for them?
You slum-guzzling bastard. I'm gonna fix that wobbling jaw of yours.
Come on up here, then.
You sure you won't reconsider, Charlie?
Shut the hell up and get out of my way. McGuire, take care of the kid.
No day drinking in a Western setting? I know.
Let's dance, cowboy. I suggest you clear out while you can, little lady. This can get ugly.
Where I'm standing, it's pretty damn ugly already. Hey!
So that's how you want it, huh? Fine. I'll let the boss deal with you when he's done.
Alright. Well, I guess we're gonna go push this button.
Knock his block off!
How are we supposed to be encouraging you to go and stand here?
Ooh-wee!
You're in my way, you lummox.
And that's where I'm staying. Oh, no, you're not.
Can I punch her? Just gonna be blocked again, yep. I thought we were supposed to have a pretty good right hook. That's at least what the editor of the paper said. Alright. Fine, we're gonna bottle him.
Hey! Don't start any trouble, lady.
Alright, now we can twat him with this.
Whoopsie daisy.
I'm still taking the booze though, right? Unless we're supposed to bop.
Hey, nice one.
Not the most honorable way of winning a fight, but these boys were hardly playing fair.
Hey, Charlie. Looks like your guys weren't as tough as you hoped.
Whoo-wee! That got the old blood pumping.
You've got some interesting associates, Mr. Ackerman. If you'll excuse me, I have an article to write.
Hang on just a minute. I'd be a fool to just let you walk away after that performance. Come on back up here. I've got a business proposition that may interest you.
What about Miss Sally?
Oh, she can wait. All right, Miss Legere, I won't beat around the bush. Danny and I are looking to get some folks together for a job, and I think you'd make a damn fine addition to the team.
What sort of job?
Ever hear of Dr. Bennett Clark?
Can't say I have.
No, I don't think I have.
He was the lead scientist researching that ethericity stuff. Before the ban, that is. Dr. Clark moved out here not long after the big disaster back in Lamplight City. He kept up his research, even did some demonstrations at the Opera House. Till one day, he just up and vanished.
Maybe he blasted himself with his own ether rays. So what happened?
Dead or what?
That's the thing. Nobody knows. But the real question is what he left behind. We're going in search of Dr. Clark's fortune.
Come again?
The feller was loaded. Somehow he managed to talk a bunch of big money investors from back east into financing his research. All those gizmos and doodads don't come cheap, you know? We find his stash, we'll all be rolling in it for years to come.
Stash? What stash? Surely it's all just numbers on a ledger somewhere.
Nope. I'm telling you, he kept his assets in cold, hard cash.
How'd you come
you're
by this
looking
information?
To rob a man blind just because nobody knows where he is?
Now, nothing so uncouth as that. Picture this, a swashbuckling pirate captain, his vessel freighted with treasure. The vast fleets of law and order circling him, closing in. He digs a hole in the sands of some sun-kissed tropical beach to conceal his ill-gotten loot and makes himself scarce. Circumstance conspires to deprive him of the opportunity to return. Now, he's the brave treasure hunter who seeks and unearths the bounty guilty of robbery? Or is he just returning to the world what would otherwise lie forgotten and worthless? See, we're not after Clark's personal wealth. The money in question was meant to bankroll his etheric research. Since that's been outlawed, he can't touch it. And it's a drop in the ocean for the investors. They'll never miss it.
How many folks are you planning on bringing into this?
That depends on what we find. But I promise you, we'll all get a fair split, enough to make it all worthwhile.
What's your plan?
You could have just brought Charlie on board. Clearly he wanted the money.
Miles outside of town. Last place anybody saw him. We poke around there, retrace his steps, and it should lead us straight to the loot.
Uh-huh.
Now, call me crazy, but I get the impression you're not entirely convinced.
Was it the dry delivery of every line that she's given? I don't trust you.
I'm not. Assuming this fortune even exists, which it probably doesn't, how do I know you won't just leave me for dead and take it all for yourself?
I admit we're asking you to put a lot of faith in us. Hell, I'd probably be just as incredulous were I in your position.
Mr. Ackerman's a good man, Miss Leger. He's never led me astray in all the time I've known him.
But he led his partner Charlie
But I
astray.
think Miss Leger's gonna need a little more than just your word. Look, I've known quite a few moneyed folk in my time. They all got one thing in common. You know what that is?
They don't give a crap about people like us. No, but I'm sure you'll tell me.
Please, enlighten me.
They're good at keeping their money safe. Clark's cash is out there. I just know it. As far as your safety, you just took out a couple of brutes twice our size. It's plain to see you can take care of yourself.
I'm pretty good with my pistols, and Mr. Ackerman can talk his way out of anything, but we could use somebody who's good in a fight.
Besides, stick around old Jake long enough and you'll have enough material to write a whole book. Forget a measly little write-up in the local rag. I'm offering you a front row seat to a much better show. So, what do you say?
It will make a good
Mr.
story.
Ackerman, I'm in. At the very least, this venture should make for an interesting tale.
I'm pleased to hear you say that.
You won't regret this, Miss Leger.
We'll set out for the lab at daybreak. And please, call me Jake.
I figured that would be the end of the demo. There you go. Well, that was that. Yeah, let's put it on back to the main. And this one, again, another one that's out in next week or so, as far as I know. Something like that. Rosewater is out 27, so end of the month. But yeah, that was that.